Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming today. We will give some people a few more minutes to log into the webinar. Thank you so much. All right. Welcome to today's webinar, Know Before You Go, the final show preparations for IBIE 2025. Today, we have myself, Alyssa Stubbs, and Ingrid Qualls here with me. This is the 8th and final webinar in our Exhibitor Education Series, designed to help you be successful at IBIE. All 8 of the webinars have been recorded and posted to bakingexpo.com so that you can reference them at any time. Before we get started, please take a moment to familiar yourself with the GoToWebinar dashboard. On this slide, it shows a list of the available widgets to you. I would like to remind everyone that all attendees are muted, and if you have any questions during the presentation, feel free to type them into the question box on your screen. Any troubleshooting comments can be shared in the chat widget, and someone from the IBIE team will get back to you. On today's agenda, we will review material handling, target move-in and move-out, Expo Hall access, customer badges, show schedule and logistics, cost savings and critical dates, important reminders, and we'll wrap it up with some Q&A. Before jumping in, we want to remind everyone about housing provider and attendee list scammers. If you receive an email or phone call, please always check by going to bakingexpo.com, the For Exhibitors tab, and get your information there, log into the ERC, or double check by contacting us at exhibits@bakingexpo.com. Here we have a visual of the Las Vegas Convention Center campus map. IBIE will be held in the North and West halls. These halls are connected by a sky bridge over Paradise Road. Next, we have a zoomed in map of the North and West halls. To get to the North Hall, you can access the sky bridge from the second floor of the West Hall. Once you walk across the sky bridge, you will find yourself on the second floor of the North Hall. Attendees will proceed down a set of escalators or elevators and have access to the North Exhibit Hall from one of those 3 entrances. As you can see here, we have taxi, Uber, Lyft, shuttle bus, Vegas Loop pickup and drop-off locations notated on the map. Next, we will go over material handling and target move-in and move-out floor plans. Material handling includes the unloading of your materials at the dock, delivery to your booth, storage of empty containers, and reloading of those materials back onto your outbound carrier. As a part of IBIE's exhibitor booth fee, all direct and warehouse material handling and machinery handling services through the official general services contractor, Freeman, are included in your booth package as long as you follow your targeted move-in. Machinery should only be shipped direct to show site on your target date and time. This diagram gives a great overview of how your freight will move once it is shipped, how it will arrive at LVCC, and then the movement to your booth. There is more detailed information in the Exhibitor Service Manual, which can be found in the ERC, and you can click this link here if you view the webinar at a later time. Marshalling yard check-in. To avoid additional charges for material handling, all carriers must be checked in by your in or outbound target date and time. Charges will apply if carriers are not checked in by your target move-out date and time and unloaded and loaded out on overtime. All carriers must check in at the Freeman marshaling yard. Be sure your target delivery date and time, as well as the marshaling yard map and directions with your carrier. The marshaling yard will open at 6 a.m. every day during move-in and move-out, other than September 17th, when the yard will open at 1 p.m. Direct to show site target move-in. Your target move-in is your assigned date and time that your driver or carrier should be checked in to the marshaling yard. Drivers must check into the marshaling yard by your assigned target move-in date and time. When scheduling labor, please allow enough time for your freight to be delivered, which will be approximately 2 to 4 hours after your carrier checks into the marshaling yard. All direct to show site shipments must be crated and sent directly to show site and must arrive on the exhibitor's targeted move-in time to avoid additional charges. This does include small packages. All warehouse shipments must be received before the warehouse deadline date and during warehouse receiving hours. Warehouse materials are accepted at the warehouse starting July 15th through September 3rd. An after deadline surcharge will apply to any shipments received before July 15th or after September 3rd. Warehouse hours are Monday through Friday between 7 a.m. and 2:30 p.m. All carriers arriving after 2:30 p.m. will not be checked in until the following day. All freight sent in advance to the warehouse will be in the exhibitor's booth at their targeted move-in time. Please note that the Freeman warehouse does not accept uncrated freight, which includes loose, pad-wrapped material and/or unskidded machinery. Freight requiring refrigeration or frozen storage, and a single piece of freight weighing more than 5,000 pounds, or a single piece of freight beyond the dimensions of 108 feet high by 93 feet wide. Your target move out is your assigned date and time that your carrier must be checked in for pickup. This is the marshaling yard check-in time, not a freight loading time. Upon arrival and check-in at the marshaling yard, your carrier will be matched with the completed material handling agreement and will be dispatched to the dock upon availability. Approximate wait time for carriers to be dispatched to a dock for loading is approximately 4 to 6 hours, as long as your outbound paperwork has been completed and turned in. Surcharges will apply under the following scenarios. If your freight is delivered off target, including machinery shipments, if it is past the deadline date, or if it is loaded out off of target and during overtime hours on move out, which also includes machinery shipments. Please see the material handling form in the Freeman Service Manual for pricing. Next, we have Expo Hall access and customer badges. As a reminder, the ERC is your one-stop shop to be prepared for IBIE and to order everything for your booth. In order to access the ERC, go to bakingexpo.com, click on For Exhibitors at the top, scroll down to Exhibitor Resource Center, and click to log in on the ERC page. If you are having any challenges with logging in, go ahead and email us at exhibits@bakingexpo.com and we will be able to assist you. Upon your arrival to the Las Vegas Convention Center, ensure that you check in with security and they will issue you wristbands during installation and dismantle hours. Find your booth by following the hanging aisle signs. Confirm all your orders from Freeman, electrical, internet, carpet, floral, and anything else. Be sure to have all of your tracking and confirmation numbers handy just in case. Obtain empty stickers from the Freeman service desk. And be on the lookout for our IBIE floor managers and Freeman exhibitor concierges for assistance. Exhibitors will be able to pick up badges in North and West halls this year during the following dates and times. Registration will be located in North 257 and West 232. As a reminder, badges will not be mailed. Wristbands, EACs, and children on the show floor. Move-in wristbands. Exhibitors will gain access to the exhibit hall with a wristband handed out from the security guards. These will be issued at security posts beginning at 8 a.m. on Tuesday, September 9th. Wristbands will also allow access into the expo halls only during install and dismantle days. Once the show officially opens, all exhibitors must have a badge to enter the expo hall. EACs will check in with EACA to receive their contractor badge during move-in, and this will be located outside of the North and West halls. Just a reminder, there are absolutely no children under the age of 13 permitted on the expo hall floor. This includes children 12 and younger, infants in strollers, and infants in baby carriers. This rule will be strictly enforced by IBIE show management for safety purposes. Customer badge discount. Incentivize your customers and prospects to meet you at Baking Expo. As an IBIE exhibitor, you can extend a 20% discount on all Expo Hall passes to your customers. To find out your company's unique discount code and discount link, log into the ERC and click on the widget called Exhibitor Registration Dashboard. The unique code for your company is EXH plus your booth number. So for example, if your booth is number 123, your code would be EXH123. You will also be able to access a list of guests that used your code. Show schedule and logistics. Here we have our Expo Hall show schedule. This will include education sessions on Saturday, September 13th. And as a reminder, exhibitors are welcome at IBIE Educate sessions. The Expo Hall will be open on Sunday through Tuesday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. As a reminder, your booth package includes an 8-foot back drape, a 3-foot side drape on each side, and a company ID sign. Complimentary material handling is included. All material handling services through Freeman are included if you ship direct to show site or the advanced warehouse on Target, as covered earlier in this webinar. Carpet vacuuming in the aisles and in exhibitor booths is included on Saturday through Tuesday evenings, and the trash cans in aisles and exhibitor booths will be emptied each night. Lead retrieval is also included, and we will go over that a little bit more in a few slides. Items to note that are not included in your booth package are flooring, furnishings, and dedicated booth Wi-Fi. All of these items can be purchased through the Freeman's Exhibitor Service Manual, which is linked in the ERC. Flooring is mandatory, and all booths are required to be covered by surfaces such as carpet, tile, or linoleum. Selling on the show floor is prohibited. Union labor. Be sure to note all union labor rules prior to arriving. These can be found in the rules and regulations. And there is also new this year labeled cart services, which is formerly POV. There will be 2 wash stations and a Freeman service desk in both North and West halls. On this map, you can see we have quite the overview of features in the North Hall. This includes wash stations in the rear, the Freeman service desk up towards the front, registration, innovation showcase in the foyer, the RBA booth and RBA Retail Bakers Center, And new this year, we have the recharge and refresh station in the foyer, coupe de monde in the hall, and the coffee cafe. As an FYI, the red lines are 10 and 20-foot cross aisles, and the booths that are highlighted in yellow are notated as last in, first out. Next, we will review the West Hall. Again, we have the wash stations in the rear, Freeman service desk in the front, registration, the Wholesale Baker Center, International Trade Center, Artisan Village, Great American Pie Festival, the ABA and BEMA booth in the foyer, and Rock and Pint also in the foyer. New this year, we have the snack and pet pavilions as well. This floor plan shows red lines that are 20-foot aisles, and then the blue aisles are 10-foot aisles. Our show features, we have quite a few this year. You can click right here to read more, but I'll go through them very quickly for you. Coupe de Monde, the Rock and Pint concert, IBIE Educate, the Wholesale Bakers Center, RBA Retail Bakers Center, Chef Talks, Panettone World Cup, World Bread Awards for the US, Creative Cake Decorating Competition, Best in Baking's Industry Awards, Quick Bites, Innovation Showcase, Artisan Village, Great American Pie Festival, and the Refresh and Recharge and Refresh Lounge. Next up, we have some cost-saving tips and critical dates. For some cost-saving tips, remember to order by all deadline dates. Pay attention to the target move-in and move-out date and time you have been assigned. Order labor on straight time. And don't forget to sign up for your free complimentary lead retrieval provided by IBIE. Some critical due dates here for you. August 15th is the deadline to register your EACs and for all Freeman ordering forms. September 3rd is the advanced warehouse freight deadline. And September 9th is when shipments will be accepted at show site. A few more important reminders here. This year we have our mobile app that will have exhibitor and attendee networking. It is a new feature that we are really excited to launch. Exhibitors will have the opportunity to schedule meetings and chat with attendees and potential customers through features in the mobile app. IBIE Show Management will be providing detailed instructions and a how-to guide on these new features. Please check out all of our sponsorship opportunities in the ERC under Sponsorship and Media Opportunities widget, or you can contact sponsorships@bakingexpo.com for more information. This year, we will have shuttle buses available during peak hours to and from official IBIE hotels for guests who reserved their rooms through our official IBIE housing partner On Peak. The shuttles will run on Saturday, September 13th through Wednesday, September 17th. You can click here for more information or scan this QR code. How to order your complimentary lead retrieval. You will log into your ERC, click on the exhibitor registration dashboard widget, and from that dashboard page, you'll scroll down until you see Order Free Lead Retrieval. When ordering your complimentary device, be sure to enter in the voucher code Baker25Comp. You will have an option between 3 devices for your complimentary lead retrieval. If you happen to miss any of our past webinars or have more questions on anything that we have reviewed today, all the recordings are posted at bakingexpo.com. And now it is time for some questions. Ingrid, did we have any come through during the webinar?
Hi, Alyssa. Yes, we do. So let's get started. The link to the hotel shuttles on the ERC does not work. When will the hotel shuttle link be available? Specifically, wondering if the Vidara Hotel is part of the shuttle service. We do have on the website, Alyssa can update the ERC just to double check to make sure that the information is not showing up correct. We'll fix that if something's wrong there. But you can also find the information at bakingexpo.com as well. The next question. If your target date is 9/9 at 8 a.m., is it okay for the trailer to check in the marshalling yard the night before, or is it recommended to check in the same day? You have to check in the same day for your target date and time. Next question. My booth is labeled as a last in, first out booth on the load in map, but on the load out map, it is labeled as a 920 target. I will take a look at this and respond to this person. I'll take a look at the floor plan. Freeman does the coding on the floor plan, so I'll take a look and then I will circle back with the person who requested it, the question. Do POVs need to be registered with Freeman? Yes. So when you're driving your own personal vehicle, you still have to arrive on your target. You're still going to take your vehicle to the marshalling yard. They're going to give you a pass. They're going to tell you which dock doors to drive up to. There needs to be one person in the vehicle, and then the other person can deliver their stuff to the booth. But technically, yes, to answer the question, you need to be registered with Freeman in order to have your personal owned vehicle to drop off your freight for your booth. Where is the form to request a change of target date from Freeman? One of the other webinars mentioned a form online, but I can't find it anywhere. So you have to log into the Exhibitor Resource Center, go to Exhibitor Services Manual, and then once you log into the Freeman Exhibitor Services Manual, there is a tile. There's like a block of tiles. There's a tile. You scroll over to the right. It's called target date change form. So it's right there. Is the drape 8 feet width or length? 8 feet back drape is the width, and the height, I'm sorry, the width is 10 feet. The height is 8 feet. The Exhibitor Services Manual link in the ERC leads me to a dead link. How can I connect with Freeman to order booth rentals? I'm not sure. We haven't had, I mean, the ERC Exhibitor Services Manual link has been up since last year, so over a year already. So I'm not sure. I can have somebody reach out to you to see what's going on. Maybe it's a, setting from your IT department or something, but we haven't had anyone say that there was a problem with the link. So we'll look into that for you. Next question. I joined a little late and may have missed this, but when, date, and time can we start setting up the booth? So I'm assuming that you're talking about physically bringing your stuff in that's not touched by Freeman. If you are shipping to the advanced warehouse, if your freight is going to the advanced warehouse, Freeman will have your freight delivered to your booth on your targeted date and time. Same goes with if you have your freight direct to show site. If you have a carrier that's bringing your freight to the show, same scenario. Your driver has to be checked into the marshalling yard by your target date and time. Now, if you're referring to just physically hand carrying, let's say, a roll-up banner and a tablecloth, something that you can physically walk into the convention center, those are different hours. So think of it as if you don't have Freeman touching any of your freight, in the Exhibitor Services Manual, there are hours for regular move-in. So hopefully that answered your question. And if it didn't, you can always reach out to us at exhibits@bakingexpo.com. Can one person pick up badges for a group? Yes, you can. There is a group badge pickup and registration, but I believe in order to do that, it has to be in the West Hall. So depending on if you're in North or West, if you're in North, you're going to have to come over to West for the group badge pickup. We are doing a speaking event at the Hotels Baker stage in West Hall. I was not able to see that on the layout. Can you advise where that is, please? I'll go back and show you. I'll go back and show you where it is. Oops, went too far, sorry. Here we go. Did I pass? Here we are. That's North Hall. This is the Wholesale Baker Center. This is where it is in West, 1245. Okay. The next question. Oh yeah, someone said thank you very much, of course. If our materials are packed at our booth after the show and we use Freeman Freight Services, do we have to be on site for the target move out date? So that's a great question. So as long as you have completed your bill of lading and you have given it directly to Freeman and it's all packed, you want to make sure before you walk away from the Freeman service desk that you're all set, your shipment is shrink wrapped, ready to go. More than likely that Freeman person will say, yes, you're good to go. But I am not authorized to say that. But if you follow those rules, as long as you have your bill of lading and you've turned that bill of lading in directly to Freeman and you have your copy, for the most part, you're good to go once it's all packed and ready. Is it possible to ask for early or target move-in date? Yes, you definitely can. And you can go to the Exhibitor Services Manual in the ERC. And once you log into the Freeman portal, there are tiles. You scroll over to the right and there is a clear tile that says target move-in change request. And you can submit that request directly to Freeman. Are we able to use a dolly to move booth supplies into our booth from the convention center parking lot? The rule states hand carry only. That's what the rule states. I tried to sign up for IBIE Educate session with networking opportunities specifically for first-time visitors. It didn't work. Does it mean the session is full? That's a great question, and I have no idea. We see your name here, and then we will follow up with you on that because I don't know if I have that information to see what's going on with, what happened because your link didn't work. But we will follow up with you. How and where do we register the POV? Can't find it anywhere. It's in the Exhibitor Services Manual and it's no longer called POV, which is the personally owned vehicle. They call it CART service, C-A-R-T. So when you log into the Exhibitor Services Manual, look for CART services, and that's where you will follow those instructions for your privately owned vehicle. I have no idea why it was changed to that. Great question, though. How do you register a car rental if you don't get the vehicle information until Saturday? I have no idea what this means. How do you register a car rental if you don't get the vehicle information until Saturday? I'm not sure what that means. Can you, this person who sent us this question, can you email us at exhibits@bakingexpo.com with further clarification? Where can we access the previous webinars? Go to bakingexpo.com and go click on For Exhibitors, scroll down to Exhibitors and Webinars. That's where you can find all of our previous recorded webinars, and that's where this one will be as well. Okay, so the person put their session in there, so we will follow up with you regarding that session. For scheduled labor and services such as forklifts and electrical, do we have a check-in at the labor Freeman desk when we're ready, or will they be dispatched to our booth at the time we scheduled? No, you would definitely, once you arrive on site, you want to make sure that you go to the Freeman service desk and or reach out to one of the concierges. So if you see one of us walking around with a hot vest that says, "How may we help you?" we should have our iPads with us, and we should be able to check the status of your orders. And we'll also have our Freeman concierge teams as well available, where you don't have to always run back to the service desk. So make sure you look out for us in our vests of how may we help you, and then we can check on the status of your orders. It is not working. I can send a screenshot if someone reaches out. Okay. I can't get into the exhibitor services manual order now button. Is the website down? It has not been down that I am aware of. Yeah, it's not down as of right now, so I'm not sure we can reach out to you as well, because we haven't received any notifications today with the manual down. Someone said they had another problem link in the ERC, so I doubt it's on my end. There's no worries. We will follow up with the individuals who are reaching out to us. All I'm saying is, as of today, no one has said that there's been problems with the ERC, and we've had orders going through to Freeman. There's a lot of information in the Exhibitor Resources Center, so we will make sure that we do our due diligence to follow up with you to make sure you are able to log into the ERC, because it's extremely important, because that's where all of the information is. So we will make sure that we reach out to you after this webinar to give you access to the Exhibitor Resource Center. Okay. Let's see. It says that I am organizing shipments for 2 companies at 2 different booths. Can I send them both to the warehouse with the same BOL, but with different booths and different booth numbers labeled for each crate, and still have them sent? Yes, you can still do bill of ladings for 2 different companies to the warehouse. Yes, but on their 2 different booths, do they have the same target date and time? So the person asking this question about organizing 2 different booths, if you ship them to the warehouse, we want to make sure that you're shipping based on the target plan. Since I will be the first person at the show on Saturday, can I pick up all the badges for 5 attendees, or does each person? Yeah, you can definitely, there is a group badge pickup and registration in the West Hall registration location. How many do we get free as a 10 by 10? You get 3. Okay, a few more questions here. Where is the lead retrieval link at? Can we get 3 of those for our phones? The lead retrieval, we went through the lead retrieval. It's once you log into the Exhibitor Resource Center here. So this is order free lead retrieval. So you have to log into the Exhibitor Resource Center, click on Exhibitor Registration Dashboard, and then when you log in, you'll come to this order your free lead retrieval there. And then you said, where do we schedule refrigerator or freezer drops to our booth? That's at the Freeman Service Desk. So once you arrive, you could schedule labor for refrigerator and freezer to schedule with them exactly when you want the items delivered to your booth. So you would do that schedule with the Freeman team at the Freeman Service Desk. Alyssa, can you check? Someone else is saying that they can't get into the Exhibitor Services Manual, the Freeman Exhibitor Services Manual. Can you check while we're on the webinar really quick while I'm
Yes.
still going through the
I
questions?
will check.
Thank you. Is renting a carpet for the booth is mandatory? Yes, flooring is mandatory. So whether you rent carpet or, tile, you have to have some type of flooring in your booth. I must have missed this info. We bought a booth solution fabric back wall exhibit. When should our team arrive to set up for the show? And when does this mailing start after the show? So I'm assuming that you guys ordered from Freeman. When you say we have bought a booth solution fabric back wall exhibit, my assumption is Freeman. When should our team arrive to set up for the show? And when does this mailing start? Again, if you're working with Freeman, they will have your booth ready by your targeted date and time. And then regarding dismantling, the show ends on Wednesday at 3 p.m. and you can start dismantling at 3 p.m. But again, we have a targeted move out. So depending on what kind of freight you have, you want to make sure that you follow the move out targeted schedule.
It does seem like Freeman's website is down for the time being. So we'll
Okay,
just check in with them and then notify everyone once we have an answer.
perfect. For move in and move out, someone asks, where do I see that time? So there's, if you go to, we have the targeted move in and we have the targeted move out floor plans on the website at bakingexpo.com. You can go to For Exhibitors, scroll down to Exhibitor Resources, and or you can log into the Exhibitor Resource Center. I think that is the most beneficial location. If you don't get anything from this webinar today, please make sure that you log in into the Exhibitor Resource Center. There are a lot of widgets in there. It may be a little overwhelming, but there is information in there basically that can answer like any question that you have. So let's make sure that you get into that Exhibitor Resource Center. As Alyssa said, we'll check with Freeman to see what's going on with their Exhibitor Services Manual. And then we will follow back up with this group to let you know, hey, we'll email you and say, all is good to go for Freeman Exhibitor Services Manual, and you can log in. I think that is it. go to the ERC. Let's make sure I didn't miss anyone. I've missed manual. Okay, I think I answered. Oh, I'm looking at the cart services page on Freeman. So it must have just went down then. Someone says, I'm looking at the cart services pages on Freeman and there is no place to register. We will follow up with you directly on that. Okay, Elisa, I think these are all of my questions that I have in here. Oh, someone else said one more thing. Are the move in and move out date deadlines for when we must be done moving in and moving out, or is that just the time that we will be able to start moving in and out because the material packages are brought to our booths? So when I mentioned earlier, anything that Freeman touches, any of your freight, if Freeman has to touch your freight, you have to arrive on your target move-in date and time. So for example, if you have freight that does not require like a piece of machinery, generally a piece of machinery requires someone to physically be in the booth on your target date and time so that the Freeman team can drop the piece of equipment exactly where you want it placed. If for some reason this is just an example, if for some reason you have a piece of equipment and you're not in your booth when they drop the piece of machinery, you will be charged another spotting fee for them to come back and move your piece of equipment. So to answer your question of when you can move in, again, if you're just bringing a pop-up banner, a tablecloth to cover your 6-foot skirted table, if you can hand carry those items in where Freeman is not touching your freight, you can access the exhibit hall at any time, if that makes sense. So if you guys have additional questions, just let us know. You can reach out to us at exhibits@bakingexpo.com, but just think of it as if Freeman has to touch any of your freight at any point, you have to follow the target move in and move out schedule. But if you just are rolling in with flyers and, like I said, your pop-up banner, you can come into the exhibit hall off of those target dates because you're really going to be coming in to set up your own display. Hopefully that helped answer your questions. I thought Alyssa mentioned we need to make sure the driver's checked in during the targeted dates and time, not actually moving in, correct? That is correct. So if you have a driver, your carrier bringing your shipment direct to show site, then that driver must be checked into the marshaling yard by your targeted date and time. Okay. All right. I think that's all the questions that we have. We really, really appreciate you guys. Again, we're here to assist with any questions, so no questions are off the table. We will follow up with the people to make sure that when the Freeman Exhibitor Services Manual is up and running, we will definitely email you back. And I think there was like an education question. There's a few questions that I need to follow up on, and I will be sure to respond back to these individual questions. But again, thank you all so much for joining our webinar. Don't forget that we are recording this, and this will also be added to our webinar series. And you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much. Have a good one. Bye.